30,000 votes. If every man and woman here today were to spend 1 to 2 hours of their time each week in actually door knocking, making phone calls, then Mr. Trump would actually get another 100,000 votes. And what does that mean? That means that on election day, he will win. And not only will he win, but America will win as well. Now I ask, how many of you are willing to get involved? Raise your hand right now if you're willing to get involved. Now what I want you to do is take out your phones. Come on, let's do it, guys. Lift your phones up in the air. And now what I want you to do is open them up and actually start up an email right now. This might be a little bit too complicated for a speech. And now what I want you to do, once you have that open, in the subject line, I want you to actually write, "I'm with Trump." That's right. I'm with Trump. That's why you guys are here today, isn't it? There we go. And then in the 2, I want you to actually type Mark, M-A-R-K, at nhgop.org. You guys got that? And then I want you to press send. So one more time, if you guys don't have your cell phones with you right now, then I want you to actually reach out to Mark at nhgop.org. .org, important. And then within 24 hours, Mark will get back to you. And going into this weekend, each and every single one of you will join me in continuing to help Mr. Trump make America great again. Thank you for your time. God bless New Hampshire, and God bless these United States of America.
Hey, everybody. Good afternoon. So my name's Andy. Hi, everybody. You know, I'm just a 4th generation small business owner, traditional New Hampshire Yankee who wants his country back. Like so many of you, I got mad at the elite political class. And I made a decision that I was going to get involved. And I got involved. And today I'm proud to tell you that I'm one of our New Hampshire state senators. It shows that hardworking, everyday people with scabs on their knees and dirt under their fingernails can make a difference in this election. It shows every single one of us out there, we can all make a difference in this election. So let me tell you a little story. My family immigrated to America in the 1840s during the Great Potato Famine. We did the one thing we're asking everyone else to do. We signed the guest book. We came here legally like everybody else did. My grandfather dropped out of school in the 5th grade to go work sawmills so we could feed our family. And he lost most of his fingers. Undeterred, in the middle of the Depression, he stood in line with 200 other people just begging for a job. And he got that job. It was carrying coal down the street in buckets. He ended up working for and ultimately owning that small company for 65 years. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my America. He never asked for anything, just for the opportunity to be everything he could be. To recognize that if you have good intentions, you have a good moral and ethical compass, and you work hard, you can be anything you want to be. And he proved it every single day. He proved that the American dream survives. And we're here to recapture that. You know, we have a huge choice in this election. We have so many things that are important to so many of us. And we can't believe how different the options are. So let's talk a little bit about the options. And let's talk about what separates both of our candidates. First and foremost, any veterans in the room? Every vet, hold your hand up. Ladies and gentlemen, thank these warriors for standing in harm's way for you every single day. Thank you. You have stood there for us, and damn it, we should stand there for you. Which is why I cannot understand why after 40 years of being part of the elite political establishment, Hillary Clinton has ignored you. We all hear about the challenges at the VA. You deserve your health care. You deserve to go wherever, whenever, however you want, with your card to see any doctor you want and get it. And you know that Hillary has never delivered that to you. And as you said, she probably never will. It will be hard for her to deliver you health care from prison, yes. I'm so fortunate to be a small business owner with the girl of my dreams, my soul, my wife, Lori Sanborn. And yet when we listen to Hillary talk about whether or not she supports hardworking middle-class people like we are, does anyone in this room believe for a single second she's going to cut your taxes? I would tend to agree with that. Because after 40 years of politics, she's never cut your taxes. She believes government deserves more of your money than you do. She believes that you didn't earn it, and God knows you didn't build it. The difference we have between Hillary and Mr. Trump is he did build it. Worked hard every day to make something for him, his family, his employees, and all the people in America. There's a difference between someone who has worked so hard to create something and now wants to give back, and someone who has sat on a chair in the political class for 40 years and gotten rich off your tax dollars. There's a difference between the philosophy of what is our government and how should it be. We are supposed to be a government of the people and by the people and for the people. Donald Trump will help you take your country back. Hillary Clinton will continue to make the largest, broadest, biggest, boldest government you have ever seen. That's going to involve its way into your house every single day. You know, my grandfather taught me so many lessons, so many things that were so important, and what it means to be an American, what it means to be an everyday hardworking guy or gal. That if you see someone struggling in their yard, you go over and you help them out. It just doesn't give you the right to go into their house when they're not home. And that's the difference between a Donald Trump presidency and a Hillary Clinton presidency. Ladies and gentlemen, if she becomes president, she's moving in. She's going to be eating at your dinner table every night. She's going to be taking part of your wages every week. She's going to be driving your car on Tuesdays. Every aspect of your life, she's going to be involved with and make life more and more and more restrictive. But that helps to explain, and for any young kids in the room, anyone under 21 in the room today? All right. So let me tell you, let me feed you into a little secret. Having made the decision to become politically active, and being a guy that believes in term limits, because I just didn't become a politician because I wanted to be one, but I wanted my country back. One thing you see in Hillary every day, she's going to promise to give you everything. She and her good buddy Bernie Sanders yesterday were hanging out down with the college kids at UNH, telling them, we're going to make college free. Free college, free cell phones, free cars, free apartments, free health care. It's all going to be free if you support Hillary Clinton. It's incredibly clear that Hillary must have missed that economics 101 class. So for all of you sub 21-year-olds who are working your way through college, it ain't free because someone's paying for it. And it's Hillary Clinton's belief that it's going to be the hard-working middle class, the people that are struggling every day to make sure they have food on the table, trying to make their car payment, trying to afford health care, which is almost doubled, paying a mortgage, and hoping and praying to God that they have a little bit left over so maybe someday they can retire or send their kid to college because they know it won't be free. And Hillary thinks that's not enough. She thinks you still owe the government more. So we need your help. We need your help. To all of my liberty friends, some of you might know that I'm good friends with Rand Paul and Dr. Ron Paul. And I believe in those traditional values of personal responsibility, personal freedom, and personal liberty. We're in a race today of which realistically there are only two candidates. Now, I've met Governor Johnson. He's a great man. He's a wonderful American. And I call him a friend. And I appreciate the fact that anyone's going to get involved in politics and do their part. But the reality is this is a race between two people. Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. And Donald Trump needs your help. You've seen how hard Hillary Clinton's been bashing him and coming up with all types of allegations and doing anything she can do to try and change the narrative about how desperately Donald Trump wants to make America. That's what I'm talking about. Donald Trump has been very clear. It is time for us to reestablish America as the best place on earth to live, work, play, and raise a family. And this is the best place. So if you believe in that American dream, if you believe that you can be anything you want to be, and your kids and your grandchildren can be anything they want to be, 40 days from now is your day to make that decision. 40 days from now, I need you. Our country needs you. Just like we have asked our vets to stand in harm's way for us, it is our responsibility to stand in harm's way to protect the future of America. I need you. This state needs you. This country needs you to show up and vote. And as a good friend of mine, who might be speaking later, who is a past governor of this state, said to me 4 years ago, I need you to talk. You need to tell people that we have an option. And one of them is going to make America great again. And the other one's going to rob everything we've ever had. You need to vote. This is the last thing, very important. You need to vote from the bottom to the top. As a Republican, proud Republican, I make no excuses for the fact that every day I try to cut your taxes. Every day I try to get government out of your pocket, out of your home, to leave you alone. To give parents the right and the ability to choose the education for their child. Let people work when and where and how they want to work. That's our value set. And we need you to vote from the top of the ticket to the bottom of the ticket. And let's keep America, America. Thank you all. God bless.
And waiting, this is Joe back in the studio here in Auburn. We also have Governor Mike Pence right now, who is now live on the RSBN channel. Mike Pence is about to deliver remarks in York, Pennsylvania right now. And for those of you that are asking about the size of this crowd, I wouldn't worry too much about it. It will fill up. But anyway, we have Pence on the other channel. I'm going to be quiet and let this man speak.
Can I tell you how great it is to see a sea of good Trump supporters in front of me today? I'm Jim Lawrence. I'm running for Congress for the 2nd Congressional District right here in New Hampshire. Because Washington is broken. The people of the 2nd Congressional District in New Hampshire sent Representative Custer to Washington to do one thing: provide solutions and vote for the people of this state. And instead, Representative Custer went to Washington and did something else. She sided with the Washington party bosses. I served 3 terms in the State House as a state rep. I'm also an Air Force veteran. Proud graduate of the United States Air Force Academy. Small businessman, but most importantly, proud family man and parent of 8 wonderful children. I could not look my children in the eye, knowing that I stood by and did nothing while Washington, D.C. spent their future prosperity away. The national debt now sits at $20 trillion and counting. That's $60,000 for each and every American. And unfortunately, our federal government doesn't just stop there. They're continuing to overregulate and overtax our businesses, which we know are the economic engine of this great nation. And where's Representative Custer while all this is going on? Has anyone seen her? I'll tell you where she is.
She's down in D.C. supporting the current administration's failed policies leading us down the wrong path. She votes with them 95% of the time. And I might add, these are the same failed policies that Hillary Clinton wants to continue. It's time for new leadership in Washington. Does anyone here feel safer than they did 8 years ago? No. I know I don't. We have the worst foreign policy in decades. Our allies don't feel like they can depend on us, and our enemies certainly don't fear us. Who is the author of our foreign policy that we're living with right now? I think Hillary Clinton had something to do with that. You know, Hillary Clinton has done everything in her power to make us not safe, to make us not economically viable. You know, Ann Custer has an interesting way of fighting terrorism internationally, too. She believes she can fight ISIS by taking our Second Amendment rights away. After the Orlando shooting, a horrific tragedy, Ann Custer's solution was a sit-in in Washington. I have to admit, my favorite picture of Representative Custer is her sitting down on the floor in the Capitol. And I'll tell you why. Because that's exactly what she's been doing for the past 2 terms. She's been sitting down on the job. Isn't it time that we had leadership that would stand up for us? I know Donald Trump will stand up for us. We can't do it alone. If we're going to be successful this November, we're going to need the support of each and every one of you. We need your support. We need you to vote. We need you to volunteer. We need you to help us campaign hard so we can take our country back. So I ask you today to stand with me. I ask you today for your support. I ask you to stand with me so that we can go to Washington and send new effective leadership to get America back on track. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. We promised you Mr. Trump's be here shortly. As you can tell, we're the warm-ups, but I don't think you guys need any warming up. You're ready to go, right? Let me go. I'm not reading these teleprompters, just so you know. It says thank you. So anyway, I'm Bob Smith, and I had the privilege and the honor of serving the state of New Hampshire for 18 years in the United States Congress, the House, and Senate. I'm a conservative, and I'm proud of it. And I'm for Donald Trump, and I'm proud of that. Isn't it interesting, ladies and gentlemen? You watch what's going on. You guys don't hear about all the issues. You all know them. But think of this. In the early 70s, Richard Nixon resigned the presidency. Now listen, hear me out. Resigned the presidency because he spied on a Democrat headquarters. He didn't, but his aides did, and he covered it up, and he had to resign the presidency, and with justification. Fast forward, Hillary Clinton, as the Secretary of State of the United States, mishandled classified information and allowed classified, some of it top secret information, to be spread around the world, allowing people to read her emails. And as if that weren't bad enough, she allowed her top aides, I'm not talking about underlings, her chief of staff and others, top aides, to plead the Fifth Amendment or to seek immunity or to refuse to testify before the United States Congress. And she now wants to be president of the United States. Are you kidding me? My gosh, that enough right there. There's a disqualifier. So that's a disqualifier. So let me ask you, when you hear the media, the elite in the media, talk about something that some woman said 20 years ago about Donald Trump in a beauty contest or some other thing that happened years ago, when you hear her talk about that, when you hear the media talk about that, ask yourself, why are they talking about it? Because Hillary Clinton doesn't want to talk about her record, because it's not good. And it's bad for our country, for crying out loud. With my apologies to Jeff Foxworthy, let's have a little fun for a second. If you want to raise your taxes, you must be for Hillary Clinton. If you want more illegal immigration and unvetted people to come into this country from all over the world, you must be for Hillary Clinton. On the other hand, if you want a wall, you must be for Donald Trump. If you want to stop illegal immigration, you must be for Donald Trump. If you want to cut spending, cut taxes, balance the budget, and get this country moving again, you're for Donald Trump. One more thing, and this, I already mentioned one disqualifier. Here's my second big one, the Supreme Court of the United States. I'm going to tell you something. I've got a lot of good friends who can't bring themselves, who are supposedly conservatives in this state and around the country, who can't bring themselves to vote for Donald Trump. Well, let me tell you something. Don't come to me 4 years from now when some Supreme Court justice has made 4 or 5 major decisions, perhaps on your guns, perhaps on your lives, who knows what. Don't come to me crying then, because it's too late. It's too late then, ladies and gentlemen. This country needs Donald Trump right now on January the 20th. January the 20th. That's when he's needed. So let me ask you to do this. Everybody always talks about go out, get your neighbor. It's very simple. I have been in campaigns up and down the state. I've campaigned for presidential candidates all over the country. And the best thing that they do to conservatives or anybody who's running against the left is try to mix the message, get off of our message and onto theirs. Don't let them do it. It's up to you to stand up for and speak out for Donald Trump when this happens. Just do that and we will change America. You are part of an organization, informal, of groups of people all over this country. It's a movement, ladies and gentlemen. Can't you feel it? Can't you feel it? They're going to reach out. They're going to do everything they can to stop us because they know what happens. I've been there. I've seen it. I know how it works. Here's how it works, and I'm going to stop and turn it over to the next speaker. Here's how it works. The lobbyists, they come in, they get what they want. The big money people, they donate, and they get right back what they want. This happens. And the elite and the media and the Washington establishment, it's all part of one great big happy bag. I'd rather be in a basket of deplorables than in that basket, let me tell you right now, any day of the week. So join me in that basket of deplorables And let's have us basket of deplorables. Go out there and get that deplorable woman and keep her from getting in the White House. God bless you. Help Donald Trump.
Look how high that mic is. Donald Trump has arrived, so I'm going to be very, very quick. You know why you're here. You're here to provide a little enthusiasm and support for the most important election of your lifetime. And that's what we're going to make sure, that Donald Trump and Governor Pence win this election and go to the White House. We're going to make sure that Kelly Ayotte gets reelected so President Trump has a Senate that'll work for him. And because we have to take the governor's office back from the Democrats, the race I'm especially interested in, I urge you to vote for Chris Sununu for governor in the state of New Hampshire. Senator Smith and the other speakers laid it all out for you. We need to elect Donald Trump to address the failing economy that Obama has left us. We need to elect Donald Trump to deal with the foreign policy failure that Obama and Clinton have left us. And as Senator Smith said, we need to protect the judiciary, especially the Supreme Court. That's why we have to elect the Trump-Pence ticket. Finally, since you'd rather listen to Donald than me, let me remind you, you are the most important component of a good political campaign. Senator Sanborn put it there. If you go out and talk to your family, talk to your friends, we can't win this election just with Trump supporters that have enthusiasm. We've got to get the folks that haven't yet come across and convince themselves that this is a critical election where they have to elect the Republican candidate, Donald Trump. So you have to go out and really talk. It makes a huge difference. If everyone here goes out and gets 2 or 3 absentee ballot voters that would not have voted, you will virtually guarantee a victory in the state of New Hampshire. A victory for Donald Trump, a victory for Kelly, a victory for Chris Sununu, and a victory for the principles that in the past made this country great and will again make this country and this state great again. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump will be out in a couple of minutes. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you for waiting. This is Joe back in the RSBN studio. The place is filling up pretty quickly. It's a pretty big place. I would say it's about the size of, I don't know, what is it, like maybe a 50-yard football field, something like that. It's filling up pretty quick. And just to remind you, yes, these are our cameras, obviously, because they move. And then also we have Mike Pence going on right now on the YouTube channel, which you can look on our upcoming live events playlist. You'll see Governor Pence there. And then also you can look on our website and find all the same events, rsbn.tv. The place we expect to fill in, look, the traffic area is a little confusing right now outside the way they have things set up. They're having to bus people in because apparently you can't drive your own car into there. It's something crazy. So it's kind of deterring people a little bit from coming. However, I would say that this number of people here will easily be 2 or 3 times more than Hillary could draw at an event. I think that you don't have much to worry about. After all, this is New Hampshire. It's not like it's a huge state full of lots and lots and lots of voters. Also, you have to remember that it is 3 o'clock there on a Thursday, and a lot of folks are still at work. So this is going to be one of those huge rallies, but nevertheless, we're there to document it anyway. And we also will be there tomorrow. We have a event tomorrow in Novi, Michigan, just outside of Detroit. I'm sending Brad there, who is supposedly will have internet for that, so we'll be able to live stream from our camera as well. It should be a bigger event. It's a little bit later in the day, and it is at I believe it's at a I don't even know, some kind of larger venue than this. So we should see a lot more people there. And then Saturday, I don't know if we'll have anybody cover that in Pennsylvania. It is at a sports center or something, and Saturday in Pennsylvania. And then next week is going to be really good. We have guys traveling everywhere next week. We'll be in Loveland, Colorado on Monday at the Budweiser Arena or Event Center. 6 o'clock p.m. Mountain time. And then on Tuesday, we'll be in Prescott Valley, Arizona. And then there will be other dates, I'm just letting you know. These are only the tip of the iceberg. Just because you don't see the dates on the schedule, they're in the works. And I have actually access to the list of events, but I can't announce them until they're put on the schedule. But we're planning for some stuff. Let's just say you may see Trump in New Mexico next week. You may see Trump in another part of Arizona. You may see Trump in another part of Colorado as well on Monday. So you'll have to just wait on that and see. Enjoy. Again, Mike Pence, we're waiting on him over on the other channel. We have both live streams up, so you can sort of switch back and forth if you want. Pence is not there yet. Trump is not there yet. That's why I say be patient. The crowd will fill in as we move on into the afternoon. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you back here after the rally.
about me? Yeah, I'm drinking. All the rumors are true, really sinking. In a broken heart of blue. Well, you told me you still love me, but girl, how could it be? If you still want your freedom, then you ain't wanting me. So what about me? What about us? What about life, baby? What about love? What about all our hopes, our plans, and all our dreams? What about me? You say you're gonna go, I wave goodbye. Goodbye, baby. Don't you worry about all these tears I've cried. These conversations with an open bottle of wine, let me know that today I'll be alright. 'Cause we tried to work it out. Too bad we never could. We had our ups and downs. Now you're gone for good. So what about me? What about us? What about life, baby? What about love? What about all our hopes, our plans, and all our dreams? What about me? What about us? What about life, baby? What about love? What about all our hopes, our plans, and all our dreams? What about me? Yeah.
Thank you for waiting. Joe Sills back here in the studio. I just heard somebody say, "Nice job, Brad." Well, this is actually Adam, but yes, Brad does do a good job, and this is Adam who is doing a much better job. Nice fluidity going there with the panning and zooming and stuff without all the weird jerkiness. I hope I don't jinx him. Please, I don't want to jinx him. Notice how we have the best spot in the house. I think this is a great spot. Thank you to the Trump campaign. I think this is today. I'm not sure. I want to send a shout out to whoever the press lead is on this event, but they did a great job getting us a great spot here. Hoping the crowd will fill in just a little bit more. Trump will be here shortly. We're currently don't have a 5-minute warning yet to see, but yeah, this is Adam Taxon running the camera, and he's doing a pretty good job. Again, as a reminder, we have Governor Mike Pence as well streaming live now on RSBN. That is not our camera, but this is our camera, and we're going to keep showing you the crowds. So thank you. Okay, so I'm playing this song now. It's the election theme from ABC News that I'm playing that I kind of ripped off because I thought it was cool. And if you want to see more of this kind of music on RSPN, just say the word. If you let's see, if you want to see this kind of music on RSPN, this music that's playing now, type Y. If you don't, hit N. I think I already know the answer to this, but I just want to know, so I'll play it for a minute and you tell me if you want to hear this kind of stuff, because Jacob is capable of making this kind of music. Thank you for waiting. I will not interrupt you again. I wanted to let you know that Mike Pence is about ready to come to the stage if you want to tune into that rally, which is now going on live on RSBN as well. If you go to the YouTube page, or the mods will post the link in the chat room. It looks like we have the 5-minute warning for Pence, who should be up to the stage any minute now. And then Trump, we don't have the 5-minute warning on him yet, but we'll work on getting that for you. Thanks, guys. Hey, press 1. Type 1. Type 1 if you're going to go all in for Trump. Type 1 if you're going to go all in for Trump. Knock on doors, make phone calls, share this stuff, man. Do whatever you got to do. We want to know that you're all in. All right, back to the music. Okay, for some reason Adam's going to show the ceiling. I'm sorry that I said I will not interrupt again. I'm going to interrupt because I want to say he's showing the ceiling for whatever reason. I don't know. I think he wants to compare it to the size of what the wall will be like. I think that's what it is. We're going to actually dip into our other stream right now as you're waiting for Trump and let you listen to Governor Mike Pence, who is just now taking the stage in York, Pennsylvania. We're going to go ahead and get him on the screen here for you. Pull it up here in another box so that you can watch that as you are waiting for Trump. I'm going to put it inside the flag here, the New Hampshire flag.
Wonderful wife, Karen, today. It's just a few short months ago that I accepted my party's nomination to run and serve as the next Vice President of the United States of America. And I have to tell you, I joined this campaign in a heartbeat because you all have nominated a man for president who never quits. He is a fighter. He is a builder. He embodies the spirit of America, strong, freedom-loving, independent, optimistic, and willing to fight. And I know that Donald Trump is going to make a great president of the United States of America. You know, Donald Trump is someone who's never forgotten the men and women who built this country. Men and women who work with their hands, who grow our food, who build our roads and bridges, who tend to our sick, who teach our kids. And Donald Trump will never forget the men and women who serve on the thin blue line of law enforcement and first responders all across this land. You know, our hearts are in Hoboken today with the terrible news of a train accident, a speeding commuter train, more than 100 injured, one loss of life thus far. We remember the people, their families in our prayers, but we never fail to be inspired by our first responders who rush in when others rush away. Would you join me in thanking all the men and women in law enforcement and our first responders who are with us here today? You know, as the chief law enforcement officer of the United States of America, I can attest that Donald Trump will never forget the men and women who serve on the thin blue line of law enforcement. He will never fail to provide them with the resources and the tools they need to get the job done for our families and go home safe to theirs. Donald Trump is ready. He's ready to lead this country after years where we've seen America's place in the world weaken. We've seen our economy stifled. We've seen our nation walk away from our highest traditions in our Constitution and the highest standards in public life. I mean, it really is amazing when you think about this campaign at a time that America's crying out for something new and different. The other party has come along with a candidate with the most predictable of names and the most stale of agendas. At a time when the American people are ready to break free from the status quo and take us back to a stronger and more prosperous America, the other party has literally nominated someone who personifies this very status quo that's failed the American people for much of the last generation. Well, so let's decide in Pennsylvania, here and now, that Hillary Clinton will never be elected president of the United States of America. And the reasons are clear. It has to do with our security, our prosperity, the Supreme Court in the United States, and ensuring that we have the highest standards of integrity in the highest office in the land. I mean, think about it. On the world stage, 7.5 years of the leadership of Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton has weakened America's place in the world and literally emboldened the enemies of our nation. Despite traveling millions of miles as our Secretary of State, the truth is the world is more dangerous today than the day that Hillary Clinton took over our foreign policy in 2009. Our allies are less secure, our enemies are more emboldened. It's extraordinary to think of it. It was Hillary Clinton. It was Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama who made the decision to pull all U.S. forces out of Iraq, creating the very vacuum of power in which the terrorist organization known as ISIS was able to overrun those hard-fought gains in Operation Iraqi Freedom. It was Hillary Clinton who actually initiated the disastrous agreement with the radical mullahs in Iran, $150 billion to the leading state sponsor of terrorism, and a handshake and a promise back to the American people. It's even more amazing to think about it that on the very day that 4 American hostages were released from captivity in Tehran, this administration, with the full support of Hillary Clinton and her running mate, delivered $400 million in cash as a ransom to Iran. Well, let me make you a promise. When Donald Trump becomes president of the United States of America, we won't be paying ransom to terrorist sponsoring states. They'll be paying a price if they threaten the American people or detain our citizens or threaten harm to our people. And it was Hillary Clinton and her State Department, while she was Secretary of State, that left Americans in harm's way in Benghazi. And after 4 Americans fell, they told the American people that it was because of a video that had been produced when they knew full well that it was a terrorist-style attack on the anniversary of 9/11. When she was confronted about it, she actually said of those 4 fallen American heroes, she said, quote, "What difference at this point does it make?" Well, men and women, as the proud father of a United States Marine, let me say this. Anyone who said that, anyone who did that, should be disqualified from ever serving as Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the United States of America. History teaches us that weakness arouses evil. And the foreign policy of Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama of leading from behind, moving red lines, feigning resets with Russia, paying ransom to terrorist-sponsoring states, the rise and rule and reign of the ISIS caliphate are a testament to this truth of history. We cannot have 4 more years apologizing to our enemies and abandoning our friends. America needs to be strong for the world to be safe. And Donald Trump will lead on the world stage with American strength from the first day that he becomes President of the United States. Donald Trump will rebuild our military. He will restore the arsenal of democracy. He will stand with our allies and stand up to our enemies. And Donald Trump will lead America to hunt down and destroy ISIS and any terrorist organization that threatens our people or inspires violence on our shores. So it's about our security in this election and about a choice in this election. But it's also about prosperity, men and women. I don't have to tell you here in the great state of Pennsylvania that despite all the sunny talk from the other side about all the good times in the economy today, we know different. I know it back in the Hoosier State. You know it here in Pennsylvania. The truth is we're in the slowest economic recovery since the Great Depression. We have the lowest labor participation rate in this nation since the 1970s, and millions more Americans are living in poverty today than the day that Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton took over the economy of this country. Hillary Clinton's plan, very simply, is more of the same. More tax increases, more regulation, more Obamacare, more of the war on coal, more of the same policies that have stifled our nation's economy and caused too many American families to be struggling to find work and make ends meet. It really is amazing. They tell us this is the best that we can do. But people in Pennsylvania know better. It's not the best that we can do. It's just the best they can do. And when Donald Trump becomes President of the United States of America, we're going to get this economy moving again for all the people of Pennsylvania and all the people of the United States of America. I love what Donald said the other night in his debate, and I've been preparing a little bit for my own next week. After Hillary Clinton went on one of those little riffs that she did, you just got to love Donald Trump, don't you? He said, all talk, no action, sounds good, never going to happen. Donald Trump has a plan. It's not a lot of prefabricated talking points. It's a plan that's always worked. It's about less taxes, less regulation, more American energy, better trade deals, and repealing Obamacare lock, stock, and barrel. You know, Donald Trump is going to put into practice the common sense principles that have always gotten this economy moving again. It happened in the 1980s with our 40th president. It even happened in the 1960s when President John F. Kennedy did it. When Donald Trump and I take to the White House, we're going to work with a re-elected Congress who in Pennsylvania sends Senator Pat Toomey back to Washington, D.C. And we're going to cut taxes across the board for working families, small businesses, and family farms. We're going to end death taxes once and for all, and we're going to lower business taxes in America so that companies in Pennsylvania can create jobs here in this great nation and not send them overseas. On day one of this administration, Donald Trump's going to sign a moratorium on new federal red tape, and he's going to repeal every single executive order signed by Barack Obama that's killing jobs and stifling growth in the American economy. And when Donald Trump becomes negotiator in chief, that's actually not in the Constitution yet. But when one of the best business minds in America becomes negotiator-in-chief, you know what we're going to do? We're going to have trade deals that work for the American worker and for American free enterprise. We're going to renegotiate NAFTA. We're going to get the manufacturing economy in this country growing again. We're going to get out of TPP, and we're going to hold all the countries that agree to trade agreements with the United States of America accountable for the promises that they make to the American people. And lastly, Donald Trump and I know that the vast natural resources of this nation are among our God-given blessings and source of greatness. On day one of a Trump-Pence administration, we're going to end the war on coal once and for all. We're going to develop all of the resources of this land. We're going to call forth its power and all of the above energy strategy that'll make low-cost energy available so we can get this economy moving again. Now, Hillary Clinton, despite the fact that 305 economists recently said her economic plan is wrong for America and run us deeper into a ditch. Despite the fact that many say that Donald Trump's economic plan will get this economy booming again, Hillary Clinton said that those predictions were, quote, wildly unrealistic. Those are her words. Well, you know, the only thing that's wildly unrealistic is electing the same people with the same bad ideas and expecting a different result. Donald Trump is going to bring new ideas and real change to the American economy, and the American people are going to take off and grow this economy with jobs and opportunities for every American. There's one other issue that I need to mention to you as you leave here today to talk to your neighbors and friends. And that is when I think about being in Pennsylvania, I think about being not too far from Philadelphia.
Break a few cell phones up here. Yeah. Live free or die, New Hampshire. I love it. I love it. I love it. I just want to say thanks so much for coming out today. I'm obviously the preliminary before the next president of the United States comes up here, and I'll introduce that. Yeah, that's awesome. I want to just say, a shout out because I met somebody here today that I didn't think I was going to see, Jimmy Dias. He's back there somewhere. God love him, retired colonel from the United States Army, and he's just an awesome gentleman. And I know, Jimmy, you're back there somewhere, so thank you very much. Yeah, he had a real tragedy happen in his life, and one of his friends from up here in New Hampshire brought him into his home and is letting him take care of his life right now. So really super important. Okay, a couple of things. How many veterans do we have out here? Yeah, really good. I mean, you know, think about what we are as a nation when we talk about our veterans, we talk about our military, the men and women that serve in our military. Many of them are overseas all around the world today, doing things for our country, and sometimes they don't even understand totally what it is that they're about to do or why they're serving out there, but they serve for each other, they serve for our country, they serve because they're patriots. And it's super, super important. And just a big round of applause for all our men and women in the military. Another group that we should cherish, and there's a bunch of them standing on these corners out here and outside and in blue, and that's our law enforcement professionals. Thank you so much. Okay, I mean, super important, and Donald Trump will be out here in a minute, but I will tell you, this election is such an important election. It is a critical time in the history of our country, and if we don't get this one right, why I'm standing up here, I do this for my children and my grandchildren. This is not for people that are my age, although it's super important for you all to get out and vote. This is about the future of our country. The direction that our country is going in right now is the wrong direction. We need to get it back in the right direction. We do not need 4 more years of what we've already experienced over the last 8. We do not need Hillary Clinton in that White House, period. When Donald Trump gets up and talks about things, he talks about making America great again. That's the big vision. This is a guy who has done some extraordinary things in his life. He has created opportunities for literally thousands and thousands of people, and what he has done is he's lit up tens of millions of people in our country to make people feel inspired for his leadership, and that's exactly what we need, because we have a deficit of leadership in this country, and we need a big leader in Donald Trump, and that's one of the big things that he's going to bring as the President of the United States. Exactly. And when you see that flag right there, I don't care what people people have the right to protest, but if you see that flag draped over the caskets of men and women who have fought for our country and given the last true measure of devotion, trust me, you will stand up and you will stand straight and tall and you will sing that national anthem. We have challenges all over this country right now, all over this country. We have homeland security challenges. We have jobs that are desperately needed from here all the way across this country. We have all sorts of issues that we're dealing with, as well as all these things that are going on overseas. And in many cases, there's so much failure frankly, from the Obama administration and the Hillary Clinton time as the Secretary of State. And just watching that, I am like sick to my stomach sometimes when I see what it is that we are doing to ourselves around the world. We should be still that light on the top of the hill that's shining bright, where everybody comes to it and says, that's the America that I know, that's the America that I love, and that's the America that Donald Trump is going to reignite again. Okay, so for the real treat, what you've been waiting to do here, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce the next President of the United States of America, Donald Trump.
Detroit down. Thank you very much. Wow, this is a wonderful crowd at this time. This is beautiful. A lot of people coming in from outside. So they'll just come in. Should we wait? Should we wait? We'll start, right? Okay. It's great to be back in New Hampshire. Really, this is a state, a special place. You know, this is where I had my first victory. We do know that, right? Right? It's a special place. It really is. And you know what really amazed me when I came here? And I got to know so many people, so many are in the room, so many great friends. And they said the biggest single problem they have up here is heroin. And I said, how does heroin work with these beautiful lakes and trees and all of the beautiful? It doesn't. But it's the single biggest problem. And I said that if I win, I get the nomination and I win, we're going to build that wall and we're going to stop that heroin from pouring in. And we're going to stop the poison of the youth. We're going to build the wall, believe me. We are going to build the wall, but we're going to stop the poison from pouring in and destroying our youth and plenty of other people. And we're going to work on those people that got addicted and are addicted. And I'll tell you what, we're going to do a real job for the state of New Hampshire. And I owe something very special because, again, this was my first victory. And this is where it all started. So just remember. Look at how many people are here. Look at what happened recently. Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders had very few people at their rally yesterday. And that's because they don't like Hillary, and Bernie sold out to the devil. You know, if Bernie had made his deal and just done something where maybe he did nothing and just went away, he would have been a legendary character. It would have been a legendary political figure. But the deal he made with Hillary was not the right thing, and it wasn't representative of what he should have done to his people. And we're going to have a lot of Bernie's people supporting us, especially because of my views on trade. We're going to have a lot of Bernie people, but he should never have made the deal. And I'll bet you he wished he didn't make that deal. That was not the right deal for him to make. The people of New Hampshire and everywhere else don't care about Bernie anymore because now they're looking to the future, and the future is going to be something special. I love the people of New Hampshire, and we're going to fulfill every single wish, every single promise. We're going to do something very, very significant for you. You're strong, you're independent, and you are free. We're going to work very hard together over the next 40 days. Can you believe it? 40 days. This started June 16th in New York City, and here we are. And we're going to win this state. We're going to win back the White House. We're going to make America great again. We're going to take on the special interests, the lobbyists, and the corrupt corporate media that have rigged the system against everyday Americans, and they've rigged it for a long time. We're going to create millions of new jobs, and we really need them. We need jobs. People have given up looking for jobs. We're going to create trillions of dollars in new wealth for our communities and rising wages for every worker in America. We're going to create a new government that serves you, your family, and your country. We're going to end the Clinton corruption and restore did you see what happened yesterday? Did you see what happened yesterday with the director of the FBI talking about the emails? I don't think I've ever seen a thing like that. It's an embarrassment. I don't think I've ever seen a thing like that in my life. And it really is it was a sad, honestly, it's a sad time for the United States. It's a very, very sad time. And yesterday was a very sad day. Let's see what happens. I actually believe because of what happened yesterday, I think that whole thing has a long way to go. So we're going to see what happens. Hillary, right? Is it incredible? Hillary Clinton is an insider fighting only for herself and for her donors. I'm an outsider fighting for you. Everything you need to know about Hillary Clinton sometimes referred to as Crooked Hillary, can be understood with a simple but very important phrase: follow the money. The large corporations who support terrible trade deals, offshore jobs, they take these jobs, they offshore the jobs, they're donating to Hillary Clinton. It's called follow the money. The Wall Street investors who have rigged the regulations against the middle class, they're donating to Hillary Clinton. Follow the money. The wealthy donors who want to shut down American energy, they're donating to Hillary Clinton. Follow the money. The special interests who want to open borders are donating to Hillary Clinton. Again, just follow the money. In her campaign for president, Hillary Clinton has received $100 million in contributions from Wall Street and hedge funds. She and Bill were paid $150 million for speeches since Bill left the Oval Office. And she doesn't speak well. Figure that one. In fact, they had a very small group of people. Was she here yesterday? Very small crowd. Very, very sad. $100 million? I don't think so, folks. What's going on? The same groups paying Bill and Hillary for their speeches were lobbying the federal government. 22 groups paying Bill Clinton for speeches lobbied the State Department while Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State. Favors and access were granted to those who wrote checks. She put the office of Secretary of State up for sale. And if she ever got the chance, she'd put the Oval Office up for sale too. She deleted and bleached 33,000 emails after a congressional subpoena was issued. Think of it, after she gets a subpoena. She sees the subpoena. She then gets rid of 33,000 emails on top of a lot of other things. If you did that in your civilian life, you would have problems for the rest of your life. 13 phones missing, several destroyed with a hammer. Who in this room has destroyed their phone with a hammer? Anybody? Anybody? Oh, there's one person. What business is that person in? I want to find. Yeah, well, Benghazi is a horrible thing. You saw what happened about taking the Fifth Amendment and her ringleaders getting immunity deals. We'll call them really the FBI Immunity 5. Nobody's ever seen. They gave so much immunity, there was nobody left to talk to. There was nobody left except Hillary. They probably gave her immunity too. Do you think Hillary got immunity? Yeah, she had the immunity. She had something. You know, when you think of it, she did so much worse than anybody else. People that did a tiny fraction of what she did, their lives have been destroyed. And here she is running for president. Honestly, it's a disgrace. Foreign enemies with easy access to hack her server, and they did. Lies to Congress under oath about turning over her work-related emails. Remember, she said on her emails, it was about yoga classes and it was about a wedding. 33,000 yoga wedding. She and her financial backers will say anything, do anything, lie about anything to keep their grip on power, to keep their control over this country. The American people have had it with years and decades of Clinton corruption and scandals. Corruption and scandals. And impeachment for lying. Impeachment for lying. Remember that? Impeach. They're tired of the lies. They're tired of the trivial politics. They're tired of being talked down to, looked down upon, and treated like second-class citizens, and they're phenomenal people. You are phenomenal people. The Clintons are the sordid past. We will be the very bright and clean future. While our campaign outlines big changes and bold solutions to make your life better, the Clinton campaign focuses only on small and petty distractions. This will be the year the American people say, finally, enough is enough. It's going to start with New Hampshire. Hillary Clinton has been a disaster for so many communities, but especially for African American communities. I don't think African Americans are going to come out and vote for Clinton. They're too smart, and they know they are just being used by her and her campaign. They also know that she'll do nothing for them once the election is over. She never does, and that will never, ever change. Many of them will never forget her calling young African American men super predators. Not nice. Same thing goes for Hispanic voters. And they're tired of being used by people like Hillary Clinton that have no intention of doing anything for them once the election is over. A Trump administration will bring prosperity to all of the people of our great country. Will bring prosperity. Look at what happened to your jobs. Look at what happened to your jobs. Look at what happened to all of those companies that left and went to Mexico and other places. And you are probably the number one group of people that were affected, if you think about it, in the whole country. My economic agenda can be summed up with three very beautiful words: jobs, jobs, jobs. We're going to pass the biggest tax cut since Ronald Reagan, and we're going to lower. That's right. And remember, she's raising taxes substantially. And we're going to lower the business rate from 35% all the way down to 15%, making America into a magnet for new jobs and growth. Every wasteful and unnecessary regulation will be eliminated, along with every illegal executive order. We will unleash the power of American energy. We're going and we're sitting right now, on $50 trillion of untapped energy reserves, and we're going to put that wealth into the pockets of the American people. And we're going to start reducing debt. Common Core will be ended, and disadvantaged children will be allowed to attend the school of their choice. Choice, big word, choice. Very important word. The catastrophe known as Obamacare will be repealed and replaced. And it's dying of its own volition anyway. You see what's happening. It's dying. And the disastrous trade deals like NAFTA that have caused so much pain in New Hampshire will be renegotiated, and I mean renegotiated for your benefit, not to the benefit of Mexico. We're going to either change it or we'll start all over again, folks, and it'll be a big, big difference, believe me. NAFTA was signed by Bill Clinton and supported by crooked Hillary, and your state has lost 1 in 3 manufacturing jobs since it was approved. It's a catastrophe. It's the worst trade deal ever negotiated and ever made, not only in the United States, probably anywhere in the world. There's never been a deal like this. You've lost 1 in 4 jobs. Think of it. Since China entered the World Trade Organization. So you lost 1 in 4. This is another deal with the Clintons. And Hillary Clinton has been on the wrong side of every major trade deal in her career. And if she gets the chance, and this is 100%, she would approve the Trans-Pacific Partnership, which would destroy so much more of your manufacturing in this state. Hillary Clinton is merely a vessel for the special interests trying to strip this country of its wealth, its jobs, and its status as a sovereign nation. Remember, she called TPP the gold standard. And then during the debate the other night, where every single online poll said we won, which is great, every single online poll. And during the debate the other night, she was saying, oh no, she never said that. She said it. I mean, she said it. And then I had to put up with the anchor and fight the anchor all the time on everything I said. What a rigged deal. I tell you, we're in such a rigged, it is terrible. What's going on in this country is so sad, but it will change. Remember, November 8th. She called it the gold standard. It's the gold standard for destroying wealth and jobs. She's a globalist who has made a career of taking jobs from our country and giving them to other countries. I'm not running to be president of the world. I'm running to be president of the United States of America. And we're going to do a great job. From now on, it's going to be America first. America first. Have you ever wondered why it's that all things that the American people want, they never seem to happen? Things they want just don't happen. Just think about it. For how many years have the American people asked for a tax code to be fixed or for infrastructure to be repaired? We've been talking about this for years. Or for the waste to be removed from our budget. For many years, and how many have voters pleaded for secure borders, fair trade deals, just fair deals. We're going to make great deals, by the way. We're going to make great deals. But just fair deals. And quality schools that serve parents and students. All the things you've ever wanted for your country have been denied. They've been denied. The reason is very simple. It's because the financial interests who control our politics and our media don't want these changes to happen. These special interests control totally Hillary Clinton. Look at the money. Somebody said she's spending on commercials in certain areas 50-1, and we're tied or I'm leading. How do you do that? 50. Think of it. 50 commercials to every one I'm putting up, and we're tied, and I'm even leading in some of these areas. She's their chosen representative. She's been there for 30 years and has never done anything for you or your family. She's there for only one reason, to protect her donors and collect their money. Our campaign is taking on big business, big media, and big donors. We're taking them on for you. That's what we're doing. I didn't need to do this, believe me. I built a great, great company. I didn't need to do this. We're going to straighten it out. We want you to have the future that you want and that you deserve. That includes, very importantly, keeping your family safe. New FBI statistics just out show that homicide rose 15% last year in America's large cities, and that it's the biggest single-year increase in 45 years. You don't hear these numbers, right? Nobody tells you. More than 3,000 people have been shot in Chicago since January. That wasn't a long time ago. 3,000 people. Say it again. Yes, we can. He goes, yes, we can. Oh, boy. That can only happen in New Hampshire, right? Right? The failed politicians and the arrogant media don't want me to talk about the crime and the violence that's happening in this country. They just want me to go along with the status quo. Well, I have news for the people trying to silence me and you and trying to silence all of us. We will never back down. We will never back down from fighting. We are going to save American lives, and we're going to turn this whole big ship around, and it's going to be turned around quickly. That also means keeping our nation safe from radical Islamic terrorism. Hillary Clinton doesn't say the words, and certainly President Obama will never say the words. We're also going to keep our country safe from drugs. New Hampshire has suffered so greatly from the heroin crisis and the drugs pouring across the border. The rate of heroin overdose has nearly quadrupled in the state. Once again, our politicians have tragically failed this country and its people. And especially, more than any place in this state, I've never seen anything like it with what's happening with the drugs. More so than other places, and other places are a disaster. But we're going to turn it around. We're going to turn it around for New Hampshire. I'm going to stop the drugs from pouring across the border, and that is a promise. The people getting rich off the rigged system are the people throwing their money at Hillary Clinton. Our campaign is about breaking up the special interest monopoly in Washington, D.C. We're trying to disrupt the collusion between the wealthy donors, the large corporations, and the media executives, who are among the most honest people anywhere that I have met. They're all part of the same corrupt political establishment. And they nod along when Hillary Clinton slanders you as deplorable and irredeemable. You don't look deplorable to me. And you don't look irredeemable. I call you hardworking American patriots, and together we're going to save our country. Together we can accomplish anything we want. We have a movement going on. It's a movement like they've never seen in this country. Some of the great pundits have said, and they've said it often, some of the pundits that don't even like me say it's the single greatest political phenomena they've ever seen. We had in Florida the other night, we had 25,000 people. No matter where we go, we have rooms that are packed with unbelievable Americans. And I'll tell you what, come November 8th, I think the world is going to see something that's really going to be special. But that means you have to show up and vote. So if you're sick, you're not feeling well, it's like you just don't think you're even going to make it. And the doctor comes in, he looks at you and he says, "You're right, you're not going to make it." We don't care, right? You have to get out of bed and you have to vote. You have to knock on doors. You have to pick up that phone. You have to campaign on the streets. Spread the love that we have in this room to the people of our country. We're going to bring our system together. We're going to bring our country together. We're going to have unity. We're a divided nation in so many different ways. We're a divided nation. Just turn on your televisions at night and you'll see what a divided nation we are, and there's no reason for it. To beat the system, I will fix it. To beat the system, you have to lift up your voice, pound the pavement, and get out that vote. Visit our website. I always hate saying that because it sounds so like boring. But that's the way it is. Visit our website. You have 40 days until the election. You have 40 days to make every dream you ever dreamed for your country come true. Do not let this opportunity slip away. I don't believe we're ever going to have this opportunity again. This is it. This is it. You are never going to have this opportunity again. You have one magnificent chance to deliver justice for every forgotten man, woman, and child in this nation. There are many. The arrogance of Washington, D.C. will soon come face to face with the righteous verdict of the American voter on November 8th. You know that. You know it. On November 8th, we're going to show the whole world that America is back, bigger and bigger. Oh, you know that, right? You know. You know it. America will be back, I promise, bigger and better and stronger than ever before. Bigger and better and stronger. Here are just some of the things, and these are great things, that will happen for your country. We're going to lower your taxes. She is going to raise your taxes. We're going to eliminate every unnecessary regulation that are strangling your businesses. She's going to add more regulation. We're going to repeal and replace job-killing Obamacare. We're going to make child care more affordable and available to the families and to the mothers. We need help. Child care, something that my daughter Ivanka feels very strongly about. So do I. We're going to bring back our manufacturing jobs, which have been ripped away from us by incompetent politicians. We're going to keep radical Islamic terrorists out of our country. Did you see the other day where they were going to deport 800 people? And they made a slight mistake. Instead of deporting these 800 people, they made the 800 people citizens of the United States. And then when I said, well, that's okay, you can change it around, can't you, if you made a mistake? And they said, that might not be constitutional. Can you believe this, what's going on? And the mistake also was, they think it wasn't really 800 people. It was 1,800 people. This is like the $400 million in cash that we gave to Iran. 400 million, this is in cash. We gave it to Iran as part of one of the worst deals I've ever seen in the history of, in my life, I've never seen anything like it. But as part, we gave them 400 million in cash, but that turned out to be wrong also. It was 1.7 billion in cash. You know what 1.7 billion in cash is? I think it would be starting around here, it would go up to the ceiling. Who can authorize this? Who would be so stupid to authorize this? You're right. We're going to save the Second Amendment, which is under siege. We are going to support the men and women of law enforcement. We're going to appoint justices to the Supreme Court who will uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States. We will rebuild our roads, our bridges, tunnels, highways, airports, schools, and hospitals. American cars will travel the roads. American planes will soar the skies. And American ships will patrol the seas. American steel will send skyscrapers, new, beautiful skyscrapers, into the clouds. American hands will rebuild this nation. And American energy, harvested from American sources, will power this nation. American workers will be hired to do the job, not workers from other countries. We will put new American steel into the spine of the United States. I will fight for every neglected part of this nation, and I will fight to bring us all together as Americans. Imagine what our country could accomplish if we started working together as one people under one God, saluting one American flag. It's time to break with the bitter failures of the past, of which we have many, and to embrace a new, inclusive, and prosperous American future. And I say it all the time. We don't win anymore. We don't win. When was the last time you see us have a win? When do we have companies moving into our country? We don't have it. Just look at New England. Look at Ohio. Look at Pennsylvania. Look at what's happened. No, we're going to turn things around, folks. We're going to start winning again. We're going to win so much that you people are going to be angry at me. You're going to say, Mr. President, you're winning too much. We're not used to it. We cannot take it anymore. Please stop winning. And you know what I'm going to say? Sorry, folks. We have a lot of ground to capture. Once more, we will have a government of, by, and for the people. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. And we will make America great again. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you, everybody. God bless you.
thank you for waiting. We are currently watching Donald Trump in the crowd here. We have some stuff coming for you tomorrow that's going to be very exciting. I just got a call. We'll be in Novi, Michigan tomorrow. Brad will be there. I want to say also something. I know you notice, look, Adam has some issues sometimes operating the camera. This is not a knock against him because he's great, and we're not firing him or anything. He's great. But he has a little bit harder time operating stuff than Brad does. If you notice, Brad did the last two events, and he did the one in Roanoke that was fantastic. So we're currently working on Adam, trying to see if we can get him. But let's be honest, Adam is an attorney, okay? He's a Harvard-educated attorney. He's not a camera operator. In fact, I see him zooming and panning this crowd, and there's no sight of Trump anywhere. I have no idea what he's pointing the camera at right now. But look, he's trying. He does a very good pregame show. He tries very hard, and that is really all that we can ask for. And he's doing a pretty good job. We appreciate everything he's trying to do for us. But yeah, Brad will be live in Novi, Michigan tomorrow, and then on Brad's going to be all week next week running camera for us. So we'll be out west with Brad. It's going to be really, really great. So thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. We're done for the day. Tune in tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern time. For the Wayne Dupree Show, the award-winning Wayne Dupree Show, tonight at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. We'd really love to have you in there. You can call Wayne and talk to him. Wayne will actually be coming down here to the studios next week, so actually tomorrow he'll be here. We'll have some fun with that, so there will be no show tomorrow. Call him tonight and say hello. Call him tonight, and thank you for watching. Have a great day.
tried to work it out. Hell, I wondered if we could. Now I'm feeling what about me? Yeah, I'm drinking